Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 2 of my Southampton series for Football Manager 2016. So this is of course the pre-season episode and a live com against Liverpool. But before we get into that, I would like to get into the transfers. We've made a little bit of transfer activity. We'll go through the outs first. Nothing too major except for that man there. But Jason McCarthy went out on loan to Dundee United. Maya Yoshida, very much a fringe player in my plans. And Leicester came in with an offer, managed to boost it up to 5 mil up front, and I think another million over 12 months. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. He was worth 5.5, well, valued at 5.5. So I think that was a good piece of business there. Ryan Seager went out on loan to Inverness, and Jake Hesketh went out on loan to St Johnstone. James Ward-Prowse, very good player, probably a wonder kid, I would say. We let him go to Chelsea for 27 million up front plus another, I think it was 8.5 over 24 months and in bonuses. So, the transfer could rise up to 50 million, not 50 million, sorry, 35 million over the next, couple of seasons, and I, pretty much expect it to. If they do, play him a fair bit, he will develop nicely, and he could probably become one of the better midfielders in the world. A little bit disappointed to lose him, but we have got players of similar quality, Davies and Classy. So yeah, it wasn't a massive loss, and I have brought in a player to replace him anyway, for a lot less, and I believe he's actually going to be a lot better. But as I mentioned in the previous episode, Ashley Cole was brought in from Roma for 275k. Just a backup left back. Very good, mental attributes there. Physicals are lacking a little bit, but that's to be expected at 34 years old. And he's still, quite solid in his technical attributes. We then brought in a right back backup as well, Borja San Emeritillo. We'll just call him Borja, I think. Yeah, Borja was brought in. How much was his fee? Sorry, 2.7 mil. Pretty steep for an 18-year-old. He was brought in from Racing in La Liga, and as you can see, he's pretty decent. Not great physicals, about the same as Ashley Cole, and his determination's a bit low, but his other mentals aren't too bad. Good defensively, good going forward, and I think he'll have the potential to possibly be a first teamer in the future, as you can see by his potential attribute. He's 3.5 star potential and potential key player for the team in the future. So that's pretty good. We then signed Zivkovic, not the Zivkovic we all know from last year's game, but a different one. He was brought in from Partizan for 1 million. He is 19 and he is a winger. Very good attributes, I think. Could not get a work permit for him, as you can see by that, but he's already shot up in value to 4.3 mil. So I think that was an absolute bargain. And yeah, there were some really, really big teams interested in this guy. I think Real Madrid, Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool and Arsenal, I think they were all interested. And I think he is a wonderful signing. And I think if we can get a work permit for him, I think that would just be awesome. Of course, we can only offer him another contract, work permit contract, in another probably 100 days or so, which is a little bit of a burden, but we are trying to also get a work permit feeder club affiliate, so that's good, and hopefully we can actually do that. Maybe send him out on loan for a season or two while we try and get that work permit for him. But I would expect it, to get it quite easily. He's definitely a good player. And the final player we brought in was a Croatian by the name of, I don't actually know how to pronounce that, but they both have the same first name. I just noticed that. I think it's Andrea Balik. We'll just call him Balik, of course. He was brought in from Hajduk in Croatia. Dinamo, I think it's Dinamo, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, he was brought in. Doesn't have any physical, attributes to be a quality player, but he does have the age and the technical and some pretty decent mental attributes as well, with his vision, his composure and stuff like that. Clubs already want him on loan, Aberdeen, Queen's Park Rangers, and Stade. So yeah, we brought him in for 8 million, pretty steep, but we needed to replace Ward-Prowse, and I think we did that with a very good. I'd say he's probably a wonder kid on this year's game. He looks like it, and there's usually always one Croatian wonder kid. So I'm happy with that. Happy with the transfer dealings. 35 mil for Ward-Prowse is probably a little bit low, but I really wanted to bring some players in, and I didn't really feel like. I think the budget was about 10 million before I adjusted the wages, and I just didn't feel like that was enough money to really do much in the transfer market. So that's that for the transfers. We'll go into the fixtures now. Had a very, very good pre-season. As you can see, we were undefeated. The first game, don't know how to pronounce that team. I think it's Spartak Trnava, and we beat them 3-1. Goals coming from Tadic, Rodriguez, and Ramirez. We then drew with Bristol City. A bit disappointing, but that doesn't really matter too much. They took the lead, and Dusan Tadic got it back for us a few minutes later. We then beat Dorchester Town 3-1. Corker, Long, and Sadio Mane. We then beat Tondela with Sadio Mane, Ashley Cole, and Shane Long getting on the score sheet in that one. We then started our Europa League qualifying in the third round. We versed Go Ahead Eagles. Pretty poor team from Holland, to be fair. Jay Rodriguez managed to pick up a hat-trick in this game, as well as a Dusan Tadic penalty. So a nice little 4-1 away win there. We then played a friendly game against Academica. Graziano Pele, first, I think, start for him in all the friendlies. Kind of been overlooked a little bit. He managed to get himself a brace there. And in the second leg of the third qualifying round, we absolutely destroyed them at home. A nice 7-1 victory there. Sadio Mane getting the hat-trick this time. Gaston Ramirez, Victor Wanyama, and Jay Rodriguez getting a brace for himself. So, of course, that puts us into the next round, which is the playoffs. And we have drawn Stanian, which are a pretty decent team. I can't remember where they're from, but they are good. They're from Iceland, that's right. They're one of the best teams in Iceland, I'm pretty sure. So that will be a difficult game. And, looking forward to it. Of course, if we win it, we're in the group stage. And that was I kind of expected us to make it to the group stage. When we get there, I'm not too sure if I'll actually take it very seriously. I know in the previous episode I said that I did want to, but it's just not a massive competition for me. I really want to focus on the league this season, try and get, a decent finish, because I would like to try and start challenging for the Champions League as soon as possible, and I think a good first season will obviously put us in a decent position to do so in the future. So that's that. We've got the live com against Liverpool today as well. And I just want to say thank you for all the support on the first episode, the introduction. You guys have been amazing, and hopefully the support will continue for this video. I'm really hoping to get a good result here today against Liverpool. And the starting lineup is as follows. Stecklenburg in goals. We've got Cedric at right back, Jose Font and Virgil van Dijk in the centre of defence. We've got Ashley Cole at left back, Victor Wanyama and Stephen Davis. We've got Gaston Ramirez sitting in front of those two central midfielders there. Sadio Mane on the right wing, Tadic on the left wing, and Jay Rodriguez up front. The bench today will consist of Corker, Target, Oriol Romeu, Classy, Juanmi, and Shane Long. Just before we get into that, I'm going to jump into the under-21s and grab a backup goalkeeper. We'll bring Paulo Gazzaniga, or Gazzaniga. Yeah, Gazzaniga I think is correct. So we'll move him up into there. I am still currently trying to sign Victor Valdez, but they want a bit too much money for him, so I'm going to wait a while. I might even scrap that idea and go for a free agent. I think there are a few decent German goalkeepers on the free agent list that I looked at before, so maybe we look at them as a possible backup to Stecklenburg, just to give him a bit of competition, because Fraser Foster is, of course, going to be out for this whole season. So, yeah. So I'm just going to put him on the bench there, Gazzaniga. Alright, So let's do this. It's exactly the same tactic. I haven't actually changed my team training. I'm going to leave it on there for a while. Just make sure they get familiar with both tactics that I have. So we also have a 4-4-2 formation that I would actually like to play as well. So yeah, I'm enjoying this year's game so far. I have another save going that I'm not going to be putting on camera, and the results in that are going quite poorly. I haven't been using this tactic on it, so that's probably the reason. I think I've, kind of struck gold with this tactic. Hopefully I don't jinx it now, but yeah, really enjoying the game so far, and hopefully my good fortunes on this save will continue with the result here today. The highlights will be on key, so the match will play out quite quickly. We've got a corner here, Cedric. That was, I think it was actually a throw. Wanyama, back to Cedric. Wanyama. We do have a possession-based tactic. Cedric again out here on the right. Wanyama, Ramirez, Davis, Rodriguez, 1-0. Get in. Brilliant start to the game. Oh, but it's offside. Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. And of course, you couldn't see the touch judge on the far side, because I probably would have known that it was actually offside if I had been able to see him, because they don't move, of course, if it is offside. And yeah, I thought we had the opening goal there. And now Liverpool bring the ball forward. Of course, one of our former players there in Lallana. Klein crosses it in, another former player. Klein again, Benteke, and that's 1-0 to Liverpool. Okay, not good. Joe Allen, not really renowned for his goal scoring. So, not the greatest starts. I thought we had a brilliant opening goal there to us, but we didn't, and now Liverpool have, struck back very quickly, about 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes after. Not too many highlights in this game so far, only the one shot on target for each team, and of course theirs got their goal, so hopefully we can do something before half-time. Doesn't really look like it though, and we'll go into the break 1-0 down. Just going to tell the boys to show me something else in the second half. We're not playing poorly, but we're not really doing too much to challenge them. Lallana with the corner, and that's cleared away by Ramirez there. Coutinho pumps it long, but Cedric cuts it out. We can only clear it as far as their player, which is disappointing. Milner to Allen, Coutinho. They're moving the ball pretty nicely here. Moreno. And Lallana scores against his former club. Lovely. 2.5 minutes after the half-time break, and we are now a second goal down, which is just not good enough, really. They are a decent team, don't get me wrong, but I expected a little bit more today. And we've given the ball away once again, but Davis looks like he'll manage to regather that. Wanyama to Mane. Rodriguez, get in. That's not offside. Okay, we pulled one back. Okay. We've got the ball again here. Cole with the throw-in to Tadic, who gives the ball away disappointingly. Benteke to Allen. Plays it forward. Firmino. Lallana again. And that's just cleared away. Klein crosses it back in. Lallana gets to it and scores his second goal of the game. And both, former Southampton players there linking up to create another goal. Disappointing. Alright, we're going to bring Virgil van Dijk. He has had an absolute shocker. 5.5, sitting on a yellow card. liability right there. Oh, that's really disappointing. We're gonna change it from control to attacking. You've got to get something going here. It might, backfire, but we've really got to try and take it to them now. With 2 goals down, they're looking dangerous. Danny Ings is now on the field. Shoots, but that's a good save. Stecklenburg. Alright, so for the last 15 minutes we're going attacking. Probably do what Football Manager always does and not give us any highlights. Doesn't look like it. We've got 40 seconds left to go. 2 goals down. I think we're going to start the series off with a loss. Which is disappointing because I really expected much better than this performance today. I think Virgil van Dijk has had an absolute shocker on his league debut for us, and yeah, I think we might have to drop him after that performance. It's quite bad. It really is. I mean, it is Liverpool, don't get me wrong. Liverpool are a decent team, but we're also a decent team, and I expected a lot better. Okay, well that's going to basically wrap this episode up, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. Obviously not the greatest of starts, losing to Liverpool 3-1, but we have made it to the playoffs for the Europa League, and we have Stanian. I will join you guys back for another episode, probably around the start of November. I think we'll do the Newcastle game as a live com there. I think that'll be a quite tasty fixture. Right at the end of October on Halloween. Of course, it just happened in real life a couple of days ago, so yeah, we'll give that a crack. Newcastle Livecom plus a bit of a fixture review and any other transfer dealings that I make in the last 20 or so days here. So yeah, if you guys have enjoyed, don't forget to drop a like. If you're new, head over to my channel and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode, guys. Goodbye.